If you want to learn the handstand push-up, just get strong at the military press. This is what I did to achieve the handstand push-up, and it's a much better method than doing pike push-up progressions. In this video, I'll explain why using the military press to unlock the handstand push-up is a superior method, so you can unlock it too, training smarter. I went from 0 to 5 handstand push-ups using this method, and last workout I did a total of 25 handstand push-ups. And I credited this to the work I put in the military press. But first off, what's the problem with the pike push-up? I'm not a fan of this method because, unlike the military press, progress is not very measurable. What I mean by this is you need to constantly switch body positions, going from a pike push-up to an elevated pike push-up to a deep elevated pike push-up, and it's just a bit ambiguous because you never know exactly how much you're pressing above your head, and you need to constantly switch body positions. And also, when you switch body positions, for example from an elevated pike push-up to a deep elevated pike push-up, usually that's a huge jump in intensity, which is not ideal. Also, how much you actually weight on each day can have some changes in different days, which will make your progress not very measurable and overall just a bit ambiguous. I started my journey doing the pike push-ups, but then I realized that it would be much better to use the military press. So what are the advantages of using the military press? The main advantage is that with the military press, progress is very measurable. You don't need to switch the body positions because the movement stays the same regardless of how much weight you're pressing above your head. Even if you're pressing the bar or your entire body weight, the movement is the same, it stays the same, which makes progress very measurable. Also, you can just add small amounts of weight from week to week until you are strong enough to do the handstand push-up. And once you reach 5 sets of 5 reps with 75% of your body weight, you're already strong enough to do 1 to 3 handstand push-ups. This is exactly what I teach on my Handstand Push-Up Pro program, which you can find in the description. Right now it's the cheapest you will ever be, so you should definitely check it out. After dropping the pike push-ups, I spent the beginning of my journey just building the overhead press, getting stronger each week, until I reached 5 sets of 5 reps with 75% of my body weight. Once I reached this goal, and I started doing handstand push-up attempts, I was already strong enough to get them, so it was very easy to unlock it. Obviously, throughout all of this, you should also be working on your handstands. A good structure is to work on the military press 2 times a week, while you work on the handstand 4 to 6 times a week. And I want to explain how to actually progress on the military press. So now I'm teaching you the best method to progress on the military press, so you make the fastest progress possible. The method that I use and that I teach is the step loading method. This works phenomenally. This method works by you picking a weight and then staying with the same weight until it becomes easy. Once the weight becomes easy, you make a big jump in intensity. So here's how the method works, as you can see on the screen. On the first day, you do 3 sets of 3 reps. On the second day, you do 4 sets of 3 reps. On the third day, you do 5 sets of 3 reps, and so on. You keep repeating this until you reach 5 sets of 5 reps, all with the same weight. Once you reach this, the weight that was once hard has become easy. So now you go back to 3 sets of 3 reps and you increase 5 kilograms and you repeat the progress. This method works like a charm. I've been using it for 3 years and I keep making progress every week. So to conclude, just stop doing pike push-ups and do the military press instead, using the step loading method until you reach 5 sets of 5 reps with 75% of your body weight. Train it every 96 hours so you're well rested and you can progress. Train the handstand 3 to 6 times a week. And once you reach this level, your handstand is good and you've reached the numbers on the military press, you just need to do attempts and you will achieve the handstand push-up. It's that easy. And if you want to reach the handstand push-up even faster and you want all of this explained with even more detail, you can check my program in the description.